Section 1. The Comparison Trap. Are you caught? Do you ever scroll through social media and feel a pang of envy? Do those perfectly curated lives make you question your own worth? You're not alone. The comparison trap is a pervasive snare, and many of us find ourselves ensnared in its clutches. We glance sideways at others' successes, their possessions, their seemingly perfect lives, and we measure ourselves against these often unattainable standards. But what if we could break free from this cycle of comparison and step into the liberating power of self-acceptance? This journey begins by acknowledging the trap exists. We are bombarded daily with images and stories that highlight the extraordinary. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing everyone else is thriving while we are falling behind. We start to measure our worth against external factors, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. The truth is, we are all on unique paths, each with its own twists and turns, triumphs and challenges. Comparison steals our joy and hinders our growth. It prevents us from fully embracing our authentic selves and celebrating our own accomplishments. When we're constantly looking over our shoulders at others, we miss out on the beauty of our own journey. Section 2. Wired for comparison, but trapped in misery. As humans, we are inherently wired for comparison. From a young age, we observe and assess, trying to understand our place in the world. We compare our toys, our clothes, our performance in school, seeking validation and a sense of belonging. This innate drive to compare is not inherently bad. It can serve as a motivator, pushing us to learn, grow, and strive for improvement. However, when comparison becomes a source of constant negativity, it morphs into a toxic habit that erodes our self-esteem and stifles our potential. The problem arises when we allow comparison to define our worth. When we base our happiness on external validation and measure our success solely against the achievements of others, we set ourselves up for disappointment. The truth is, there will always be someone more successful, more talented, or seemingly happier than us. This realization, while initially daunting, holds a powerful message. Our worthiness is not contingent upon external validation. The constant pursuit of being better than or as good as others is a recipe for misery. Section 3. The Illusion of Perfection. Social media's sneaky role. Social media, with its highlight reels and carefully curated narratives, often exacerbates the comparison trap. We are bombarded with images of perfect lives filled with exotic vacations, loving relationships, and seemingly effortless success. It's easy to forget that these snapshots represent only a fraction of reality, a carefully constructed narrative designed to present the best possible version of oneself. We forget that behind those filters and perfectly posed photos are real people with their own struggles, insecurities, and imperfections. We compare our everyday lives to these curated moments, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. We start to question our own worth, wondering why our lives don't measure up to the seemingly perfect lives we see online. This constant exposure to curated perfection can fuel feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, leaving us feeling like we're not good enough. It's crucial to remember that social media is not a reflection of reality. It's a platform for sharing carefully selected moments, not the messy, imperfect, and beautiful tapestry of everyday life. Section 4. Unveiling your authentic self. A journey inward. Breaking free from the comparison trap requires us to embark on a journey inward, to uncover our authentic selves and embrace our unique gifts. This journey begins with self-awareness, with paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When do we feel the pull of comparison most strongly? What triggers these feelings? By understanding the root of our comparison tendencies, we can begin to challenge and reframe our thoughts. Self-awareness also involves identifying our values, passions, and aspirations. What truly matters to us? What brings us joy and fulfillment? When we are clear about our own values, we are less likely to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others. We can start to make choices that align with our authentic selves, rather than choices driven by a desire for external validation. This journey inward also requires cultivating self-compassion. We are all works in progress, navigating the complexities of life. We will stumble, we will make mistakes, and we will face challenges. Section 5. Gratitude, the antidote to envy. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to the envy and discontentment that often accompany comparison. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we shift our perspective from a place of lack to a place of abundance. We begin to appreciate the good in our lives, rather than dwelling on what we perceive to be missing. This shift in focus allows us to find contentment in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for something more. Take a moment each day to reflect on the things you are grateful for. It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a beautiful sunset, or a heartfelt conversation with a loved one. Write down these blessings in a gratitude journal, savoring the feeling of appreciation. This practice helps to rewire our brains to focus on the positive, making us less susceptible to the comparison trap. Gratitude also allows us to celebrate the successes of others without feeling diminished. Section 6. From comparison to connection, building meaningful relationships. Comparison often thrives in isolation, where we are more susceptible to negative self-talk and distorted perceptions. Building meaningful connections with others can provide a powerful antidote to this isolation. When we surround ourselves with supportive and encouraging individuals, we create a space where vulnerability is welcomed and authenticity is celebrated. Sharing our struggles with trusted friends or family members can help us to normalize our experiences and realize that we are not alone. When we open up about our insecurities and fears, we often find that others relate to these feelings more than we realize. This shared vulnerability can foster deeper connections and create a sense of belonging, reminding us that we are loved and accepted for who we are, imperfections and all. Meaningful connections also provide opportunities for growth and learning. Section 7. Embracing imperfection, the key to growth. One of the most liberating aspects of breaking free from the comparison trap is embracing our imperfections. We are all flawed individuals, works in progress, and that's perfectly okay. In fact, it's in our imperfections that our humanity shines through. When we release the need to present a perfect facade to the world, we allow ourselves to be fully seen and accepted for who we truly are. Embracing imperfection also opens us up to growth and learning. When we are willing to acknowledge our weaknesses, we can start to address them. We can seek out new information, learn new skills, and develop new habits that support our personal growth. Each mistake becomes an opportunity for learning, a stepping stone on our path to becoming the best versions of ourselves. Perfectionism, on the other hand, can be paralyzing. In the whirlwind of daily life, it's easy to overlook our accomplishments, both big and small. We may downplay our successes or compare them to the achievements of others, diminishing our own sense of accomplishment. However, celebrating our milestones, regardless of their size, is essential for cultivating self-appreciation and recognizing how far we've come. Take the time to acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Did you finally finish that project you've been working on? Did you step outside of your comfort zone and try something new? Did you simply make it through a challenging day with grace and resilience? These are all reasons to celebrate. Recognizing our milestones, both big and small, helps to boost our self-confidence and reinforce our belief in our own abilities. It reminds us that we are capable of achieving our goals and overcoming obstacles. By taking the time to acknowledge our progress, we create a positive feedback loop that motivates us to keep striving towards our aspirations. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When we are surrounded by negativity, criticism, and comparison, it's easy to internalize those messages and start to doubt ourselves. On the other hand, when we surround ourselves with positive, supportive, and encouraging individuals, we create an environment where we can thrive. Take stock of your relationships. Do the people in your life lift you up or bring you down? Do they celebrate your successes or minimize your accomplishments? Do they encourage you to pursue your passions or discourage you from taking risks? Surrounding yourself with positive influences is essential for personal growth and well-being. Seek out individuals who inspire you, motivate you, and believe in your potential. These are the people who will cheer you on during challenging times, celebrate your victories alongside you, and provide a listening ear when you need it most. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose your tribe wisely. Breaking free from the comparison trap ultimately leads us to the liberating freedom of self-acceptance. When we release the need to measure up to external standards and embrace our authentic selves, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We are free to pursue our passions, embrace our unique gifts, and live a life that is true to our values. Self-acceptance doesn't mean we become complacent or stop striving for growth. It simply means we acknowledge and accept ourselves as we are, flaws and all, while still striving to be the best versions of ourselves. It's about recognizing that our worthiness is not contingent upon our accomplishments, our possessions, or the opinions of others. Living authentically means showing up in the world as our true selves without pretense or apology. It means embracing our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and pursuing our passions with wholehearted enthusiasm. As we conclude this exploration of breaking free from the comparison trap, remember this: your journey is yours alone. There is no right or wrong way to live your life, no set timeline for achieving your goals, and no need to compare your progress to that of others. Embrace your unique path, celebrate your accomplishments, and extend grace to yourself along the way. You're not defined by your past mistakes, your current circumstances, or the expectations of others. You have the power to choose your own path, to define your own success, and to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. Trust in your own journey, embrace the lessons learned along the way, and never stop striving to become the best version of yourself. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. When we release the need to compare ourselves to others, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities.